Hey guys. Hey baby. What's up, good people and 49er and Eagle fans? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's had a great Thirsty Thursday. Tomorrow's finally freaking Friday, and that means the weekend is almost here. It is hot out. Well, it's kind of cooler now, but we got the heat dome that's kind of circulating. So be careful, stay cool, drink plenty of fluids, water, not beer, okay? Beer just dehydrates you, okay? Take care of you. So I wanted to bring up something. One of the Cowboys Mafia, Rome, okay? You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. He was playing a clip of Colin Cowherd, okay? Colin Cowherd was talking about legitimate quarterbacks in the Super Bowl bubble. He said there's about 8 quarterbacks that have a realistic shot of making the Super Bowl. And of course, you know, he doesn't have Dak Prescott anywhere in that list. Because then he went to the next tier of guys. So he had like 12 quarterbacks there that, you know, of course, you know, he's got, of course, Jalen Hurts there, I guess because he's been there before, even though he's struggling with this new offense and they are literally dysfunctional. We got Lamar Jackson, who is, I believe, 2-4 in the playoffs. Of course, he's the Super Bowl bubble of things because he's a 2-time MVP. Of course, you got Josh Allen, even though he turns over the football a lot and all that and such. But you got Dak Prescott, of course, who's just ass. Well, let me say right now, because I know what's going to happen is somehow the Cowboys are going to be a disappointment this year. Listen to what they say about it, okay? This morning I was looking at ESPN, has said the Dallas Cowboys are dead last. They're the biggest loser in the offseason. Oh, they're just the biggest loser. We've seen people talking about the Cowboys are going to have not one but 2 rookie offensive linemen potentially starting. They are headed for disaster. Their defensive line, oh, they're relying on a bust, okay? Mozzie is a bust. This guy is nothing. Their wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, even though he had more yards than anybody last year, a lot of guys don't have him as a top 6 wide receiver. And, of course, don't let me get going on Zeke Elliott, the running game. Oh, my God, they let Tony Pollard go. They didn't make a move for, you know, anybody of note, of course, on the roster. They got Zeke back. And Zeke, he's over the hill. That guy stinks. And then there's Mike McCarthy. The Cowboys, of course, if they really thought he was something, wouldn't have him going into the last year of his deal. So, right now, don't expect the Cowboys to do anything this season. They have told us that we suck. Our quarterback sucks. Our running back sucks. Our offensive line sucks because we got 2 rookies. Okay? Our wide receiver's overrated. Micah is known as Micah missing in action. Okay? That's what Dan Salio calls him. Let's see. What else did I forget? Okay? Secondary, of course, overrated. Deron Bland can't cover anybody. And Diggs is coming back on one leg. So the Cowboys, they stink. So I've been pointing out to you guys that this shit is nothing new. This is what we hear every offseason. And if that's the case, how do we all of a sudden turn around and are a disappointment? Because I'm trying to find something positive from anybody. And that's not just the opposition, you know, the Philly or 49er people. I mean, I'm talking about guys like Tim Kalishaw, who says this whole philosophy of all in that we're talking about, I don't think it's going to work. saw another thing today. They were talking about if the Cowboys do pay Dak, Micah, and CD, that they will all each take up more than 10% of the cap. And they pointed out that in 2022, two teams had did that. One was the Raiders, who had, of course, spent more than that on 3 players, and the Rams. Now, I don't know if that was kind of cherry picking because they only had those 2 examples from that year. And mind you, I will say that I think the Rams came right off of the Super Bowl and decided to cut the roster. And we're in the playoffs this past year. So I don't know that that's necessarily the best of examples. So when the Cowboys end up being a playoff team for the 4th year, having done nothing in free agency, including not re-signing or getting the contracts done on their guys, going out and just getting UFL players and nothing else. And if they don't make the Super Bowl, I don't want to hear chokers. If you literally say we are the worst, that we have done nothing to improve, how can you possibly be a choker? I just don't get it. But such is the life of a Cowboy fan. You know, it's kind of crazy because, you know, Dak Prescott isn't the only one going into last year's contract. Tua right now is, Jordan Love is right now, and until they sign a contract, they're in the same boat as Dak Prescott. So, yeah. And last I checked, most of those guys that they had on his Super Bowl window, I believe Pat Mahomes and Matthew Stafford were the only 2 that have actually won anything. So, that's all I got to say about all that. It's always good to be home and seeing my baby. Hope y'all having a great day, and I'll see you soon. Peace.